So we're going to cover the major components of like getting and keeping your benefits like disability insurance, which is doctoring and effective doctoring, limitations, how to approach getting everything appropriately into your case file, and then communication. Those are the key things that we are going to cover in this segment here today. And again, drop your questions in the chat. So this is a situation that happened to me this week as we get into the doctoring piece. People reach out and they're like, I want to talk to you about my case, which is great. But what people really need to understand is you can talk about your case. You can feel absolutely horrid about your case. But unless you're effectively going to the doctors and following these steps, it's really difficult for Social Security to understand that you qualify. It's evidence-based, the entire process. I mean, they don't give benefits away. 1.9 million people on average apply every year. I want you to get this. 1.9 million people apply, 487,000 get approved. It's a massive gap, but when people come here and they follow the process that we have, whether they use our membership and the disability approval course to do it on their own, or they use representation and the disability approval course, those statistics go way up because you understand clearly what to say and do. So let's start with the doctoring piece, which is you want to have concise, effective treatment with your doctors and make sure that with your doctoring that you are on a consistent schedule and we're going to talk about all of your conditions in a moment. If you're expected to be on a treatment regime where you are to see your primary care like once every other month and you're doing it once every quarter, just those little changes can open up an argument for Social Security to say, well, if you're getting more effective treatment. Another common situation is people are sent to pain therapy, pain management, and they go and it's a not so good experience. And then they say their primary care who referred them, it's just not working for me. I don't want to go. And so you stop. But there isn't anything in your medical records that indicates that you tried it and you stopped because it made you feel worse. You just tried it and stopped. So effective doctoring is making sure that your medical story aligns with your true story and in situations like that. Or medications are another one. Somebody could be prescribed some very heavy painkillers that they don't want to take them because they don't like how they feel or they're not able to function. And that's reasonable. And in order to adjust that, you need to communicate with your doctor and say, hey, listen, I mean, I can't see straight when I take this stuff. I'm useless around the house. There's no need for me to take it if I can't like live a normal life. So that's one. Okay, so doctoring on a consistent basis, making sure that everything is communicated properly if you start, if you stop. The next one is limitations. And Nadine and Philip, you've been in here for several of these and you've been doing this work for a long, long time. And when people start expressing their situation about why they can't work, what is usually the first thing that they start telling you about?
Their conditions.
Conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's human nature. If you look at medical record notes, it says we've got this condition, this condition, this condition. It's no fault to people that do it. But with Social Security, that communication doesn't work because just having a diagnosis doesn't help Social Security understand why you're not able to work. Because two people could have degenerative disc disease and the severity of it could be different, right? So, and even if the severity is the same, how one reacts to it could be different than another, like the ability to sit and stand. So it's the limitations that need to partner this effective treatment in step one that I talked to you about. So that's where with here at the Disability Digest, we teach you how to effectively doctor in the step two to communicate your limitations so that they are in your medical records. So Social Security sees it. You're being treated. For example, this degenerative disc disease, you're being treated, and you're communicating to your doctor that you can't stand for more than 10 minutes. You can't sit for more than 20 minutes, and you can alternate back and forth, but you only can do that like 2 times within an hour, and then you've got to lie down flat on your back for the rest of the hour. And it only gets worse as you progress throughout the day. That puts you in a situation where visually somebody can read that and see, oh my God, this person's getting treated for degenerative disc disease. I mean, their hour, that's nobody's going to have anybody be able to work in an hour like that. That's those two things right there are what is going to secure your benefits, not only getting them, but keeping them. All right. Next thing is getting everything in your case file. Don't leave anything out. In the conversations that I've had in the 2 decades that I've been doing this work, one of the things that usually is left out is mental health challenges, brain health challenges, which are unfortunately common because when somebody loses their incomes, not able to work, you have a health challenge. What's the saying is, you've got all kinds of problems, like maybe 10 problems in your life until you have a health problem, and then you've got one. But when you have that one and people are focused on the degenerative disc disease story, commonly what happens is there is some brain health issues. And I encourage people, even if you don't think you have it, to go be evaluated for it. And if you do have it, being treated properly for it, you can go to counseling, go to therapy. It could make you feel better. It could help you get through it. But it's definitely going to be a positive impact on your case if you can get everything in there. Let's say you have an A1C that is like in, the pre-diabetic stage. That's still important to put in there. Or you've got blood pressure that is high, or other conditions like that that you're like, it's not that bad, really doesn't bother me. Sleeping is another one. If you're not sleeping well, because sleeping is the restorative mechanism for your body. If you're not getting a full adequate night's sleep, your body can't repair. So if you're at 4 hours of sleep per night, you're not putting that in your medical records, and you're going to all this treatment that will help connect the dots that you're going to have a difficult time getting better, right? So okay, so we have everything in your case file. You've got your limitations in there, and you're going to the doctors on a frequent basis. Got all that tightened up. Now the next thing is, how do you explain it? This is the last step of the toolkit here, is you want to be able to explain this moving away from focusing on your conditions and on your limitations. And you want to get it into like a 2 sentence, expression. Like, I can't work more than 45 minutes a day because I can't sit or stand for more than 10 minutes at a time. I have degenerative disc disease and I've been treated for it for 2 years. That's it. So you want to have that prepared. Why do you want to have that prepared? Well, when you go through the approval process, yes, we have a disability approval course that you can get access to, and it teaches you how to do it. But if you don't know how to communicate your situation to Social Security, if you have a phone interview, or the forms that you need to fill out, or in the independent medical exam, or if you don't get approved at that level and you need to go to in front of a judge, or if you're seeking to get representation on your case and you can't clearly express why you can't work so somebody can understand how they can help you get approved, or if once you're approved, you have a review and you've got to go back through it again. These are all like the disability income insurance components of this, of communicating your situation. I can't stress the importance enough of having it locked and loaded and ready to go. I gave you the numbers on the approval, but on the other side, once you're approved, it's about 144,000 people lose their benefits every year, oftentimes because of a review. And yeah, the government shutdown, they're not going to focus on those right now, but when they open this back up, they increased their budget by 52 or 55 million dollars to do more reviews this year. So they'll be back. It's just, and now is a good time for you to do your treatment. So those are the four things that you want to focus on. You want to be doctoring, you want to get your limitations, you want to make sure you have everything in your case file, and then you want to know how to communicate it. So here at the Disability Digest, how we help you with all that, certainly watching these videos, attending the events, one great way to do it. But what it is absent of is the real step-by-step directions and how to do it. So when one chooses to join us as a member, and maybe you already have, then you come and you join us and you fill out a profile that it communicates where you're at in the process. Maybe you're trying to get approved, applied and waiting, applied and denied, or you haven't applied yet, or you've been approved, and other information. Then you're directed to one of our advocates here. And they're wonderful people. We've got a couple of them right here today with us. And they'll speak to you to get a better understanding of your case, because there's no two situations alike, and there isn't any like real effective questionnaire that we can ask, to get a grasp on your situation without talking to you. So we do that, then we put you into the resources that you may need. Maybe you are going through the disability approval process and you're working with Philip and his group, which provides you some encouragement and support from others, but you don't have the technical piece. You don't understand how to fill out the forms. You don't understand what to say and do. So you get put into the course. So now you've got a live person, you've got 24/7 support digitally from our good friend Benny, our online AI assistant, and you have the course. That takes your chances of getting approved and jacks them way up there. Now, if you want to use representative, that's a whole other conversation. You can certainly do that. That is different than the membership. All disability representatives operate the same way. We basically work for Social Security under their fee structure. But if you want to have a representative work on your case to maximize your chances in addition to the course, that's something that you can discuss with an advocate as well.